Hello, Mel 602 candidates. Dr. Palermo coming to you with a week 4 instructional video, week 4 out of 10 summer session, with 3 big ideas for this week. I want to talk about your evidences and the peer review process that should have begun with the APTLA last week. A few of you not there yet. And what else? The strategic planning document, which is the one evidence due for peer review this week. And then the readings and the content for this week is the third item, reliability and validity for teachers. So very briefly, let me start there. Reynolds is a wonderful text, but it probably gives you much more in-depth information about reliability, validity, item analysis, and initial steps in developing a test than you really need to know as an aspiring assistant principal. Really good stuff to know if you're interested in doing some a deeper item analysis. Say you're going to be coaching a beginning teacher on how to write a good test, or you're leading a PLC on examining current classroom assessments. Reliability, which you've got to understand deep enough to know that that's dependability. Reliability is dependability, trustworthiness, the confidence that you are getting the results that you want. A good question this time of year, many of you are giving the EOGs, EOCs, and all those different colors, blue, purple, green. Okay, are those reliable across when they're measuring 5th grade math or high school U.S. history? Does each test reliably measure the same item for every kid? That's a reliability question. So know it well enough to understand that, and know it well enough that you can lead teachers in that discussion of reliability and validity. Validity, the other big idea, and again, you're going to be demonstrating that you understand these in the dialogue this week. Validity, the appropriateness or the accuracy of the assessment. Does the test tell you what it's supposed to tell you? A really bad example that I can think of, again, worked a lot with ESL kids in middle school, and we would get 11, 12, 13-year-old children from Central America, many of whom had been to school in Spanish and knew how to do some stuff, but weren't reading and writing on grade level. Okay, so we gave them a math, grade 7 math EOG score. Was that validity? Was that giving us a valid score on their ability to do math if it was reading word problems? No, it was measuring reading, not math. So that's a validity example for you. Many challenges to reliability and validity with classroom and standardized assessments. Know some of the issues around those, please. Don't know. This is the kind of stuff that I would hope that you would keep on the shelf and use as a reference when you get to that discussion with a teacher or a group of teachers at your school. Okay, so to demonstrate to me that you understand reliability and validity, look up an objective and post your thoughts about it here. Read Reynolds, and that should make some sense. So, okay, you every week for the rest of the summer session, you have a document due. The strategic planning document is not part of the APTLA. It's not part of anything else. It's demonstrating to you during the summer course, which is research and research and assessment, that you know how to do action research, and that you can, through the rest of your documents in your task stream portfolio, that you can do the data analysis and data gathering that you need to do. So this is a simple table. Don't overthink this. Don't do too much with it. The strategic planning document example that I posted here is really simple and really kind of kooky. Go through each of the 6 evidences, please, but not every evidence is going to have an opportunity for data collection. So here I posted one example. The APSL C, the component C, the Area of Improvement Investigation, is a place where you're supposed to collect data to identify a need and then research that along with your PLC. And you're going to lead the PLC. When would you do that? In the summer of now. Or maybe you already completed it this spring. And anyway, that's the kind of table that I'm looking for in the strategic planning document. Don't overthink it. Might run a couple of pages by the time you're done looking at all 6 evidences, but it does not need to be a big, long document. You should then share that with your internship supervisor to tell him or her how you're going to do the work of investigation investigating and analyzing data for research in your school. You're doing action research in your schools. So anyway, the peer review process, you should do that for the strategic planning document this week. That was introduced or back here in week 3. Please review the calendar. Because I'm going to stick with this calendar, and I hope that it's going to work. And let me explain again why I came up with this calendar and posted it here for you. If you will do the strategic planning document and post it for peer review by June 6th of this week, then those 2 reviews are due by the end of the week. June 6th? That's today. No. As soon as you can this week. And then, why do I have 4 columns here? I want you to do the formative peer review with one another. Then I would ask that you submit it to me so that I have something to give you in Blackboard, a grade in Blackboard for the assessment in 602. And then submitting it to TaskStream. I will be one of your reviewers just this semester as I teach you, but you're going to see the same kinds of things if you submit the same document in Blackboard and in TaskStream. It's another opportunity for you to clean it up and to be formative and to do the summative. Here is my philosophy about this stuff. Boy, this is a fast-paced program, and you're building a portfolio where you're going to demonstrate your mastery of all of these important concepts. But when you're getting hired as a principal or assistant principal, it's not my experience that anyone asks you what your score was in TaskStream or how well you completed your graduate portfolio. What they want to know is whether you have a license or not. It's kind of like a driver's license. So proficient is good, folks. It's a quick-paced course. You can polish these apples and get to accomplished. Oftentimes it means demonstrating collaboration in my mind. Often the column 4 there, the number 4 accomplished column is about demonstrating with agendas and videos and artifacts that you have shared and collaborated this information with others. This summer you're going to be asked to do a gap analysis when everyone else is leaving school. If you wind up doing that primarily by yourself, you still can hit the proficient rubric in my mind by demonstrating that you understand the process and that you can follow through with an assignment. If you don't have the opportunity to collaborate with a full team to gather this data and analyze it as part of your APTIL, then hit proficient, folks, and demonstrate that you understand the process. I hope you understand my philosophy on that. Yes, I love accomplished work, but proficient is what will get you your license. So try to stick to this deadline best that you can. I'm forgiving, but you do need to demonstrate that you've done a Zoom session, please. Post one of those. Several of you have asked me, where do I post this stuff? In the Blackboard discussions, where you're posting your peer reviews, is where I would ask you to post one Zoom session. When you lead the Zoom session, I would ask that you post that. Now, I have something in here about critical friends too. The few Zoom sessions that I've read so far, that I've looked at so far have been interesting. Primarily, they're talking heads saying what great work y'all are each doing, and I appreciate you being nice to one another. But read this quote about critical friend too, and think about whether you're being a critical friend to your peers in this process. A trusted person, I hope you all trust one another, who ask provocative questions, provide data to be examined through another lens, and offer critiques of a person's work as a friend. Critical friend takes the time to understand the context of the work and outcomes that the person or the group is working toward, and advocate for the success of that work. Yeah, it's great when we can pat each other on the back, but make sure that you are addressing the rubric, and if you can show me, as I've done here, rather than look at all of your wonderful faces, if you can show me with your desktop evidence from the document to support your statements, pro or con, I think that's the kind of feedback I would want as a candidate. Okay, APTIL, peer review, strategic planning document, reliability and validity for teachers. Have a great week. I know that most of you are closing out school this week. God bless you. Tie a knot in the rope and hang on. It's going to be over soon.